welcome back to the Voices of Change podcast. And this is your host, Jamar Smith. On social platforms is JAY86 Smith on Instagram and the Voices of Change podcast on YouTube. And man, we're finally back with a new episode after a couple of months. We've been working behind the scenes just trying to bring back quality after Kel Bonton came on and brought the visual version. So now we're both available in audio and video. And today we have a special guest in the house. I've been knowing this person my whole life. She's very dear to my heart. And that's Miss Yolanda O'Quinn, also AKA Mom. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Glad to be here, happy to be here, and thank you for having me.
Yes, if y'all looking, you tuning in visually, you can see the resemblance, in the Smith nose and the eyes. But we all always get that that's my sister, but yeah, that is Mom's. Very good genes that run in the family.
Yes, they do.
Yes. So, what brings you to the studio today, Moms?
Well, actually, I was asked to come and join in and talk about my nursing career. So here I am.
Okay. So, for the listeners, where are you from originally?
Originally I am from Alexandria, Louisiana. Um, and we moved to California, Chicago and California. We moved around for a little while. I was actually born in Los Angeles, but after a little while there, I guess when I was around 5, we moved back to Alexandria, and we've been here ever since.
Okay, yes. So born in LA, but was raised here.
Yes.
Um, Graduate of Bolton High School,
Graduate of Bolton High School. Go Bolton Bears.
class of what?
Class of 1986.
Something else special happened that year.
Yes, something
86. What
else.
happened that year?
Well, later on in 86, you were born. My firstborn, Jamar Smith, was born.
Yes. A
Hmm.
very, very special day there, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Yes. So I was born December 3rd of 86, and then Mom had a birthday couple of days later on the 8th. And
Yes,
so
yes,
that we always butt heads sometimes because we're similar and pretty much a lot
mhm,
alike. But that's
yes,
Mom's, love her very much.
yes. Thank you. I love you too.
Yes, ma'am. So you mentioned that you were a nurse. What made you get into the field of nursing? I know you because growing up, I remember you was going to college, and then you end up going
Yeah,
to the Votech as well. So talk about
yeah.
that a little bit.
Um, well, from the time I was a little girl, I've always wanted to, be a nurse, be in the medical field, but I mean, nursing is really, where what I had in my heart. And as a little girl, I spent quite a bit of time in and out of the hospital due to having a diagnosis of asthma. And my mom would frequently take me to the hospital because I would have frequent flare-ups. And it just something about, the hospitals that intrigued me. I don't know why. So that just kind of expounded the desire in my heart to be a nurse. But you mentioned about going to different vocationals. I just I did go to different vocationals, and I got certificates. One of them well, two of them was in clerical and computers. But however, it didn't work out for me too well for the job market at that time in that field. So I wound up going. back to nursing school.
Okay.
Hmm.
And that was in 98, right?
Yes. Yes, early 1998.
So what was so at that time, I'm born in 86, my brother Mel's born in 89, and my youngest brother Pete was born in 93. So at that time you had three kids and you were married. So what was the determining factor that I'm gonna get this done now at that time?
Um, I think it was a few things. I was considering my age, and I was getting older, and I my mom, I was talking to her about it, and she agreed to help me out because you don't it's a very intense training, and it takes a lot of your time and effort and energy, and she agreed to help me out. She agreed to be there. No one does that by themselves. You have to have a lot of help from whatever family member or friends or whoever, but you have to have a lot of support. And she agreed to step in, and be that support, along with other family members also. I had my sister, I had my mother-in-law and father-in-law at the time. So I had a lot of support. And so, I just felt like that would be the right time.
Yes. So originally, how long is was the course?
The course is 18 months, which is a year and a half.
We know that, moms.
Okay.
A year and a half. Okay.
Yes.
And so that's a LPN, right?
Yes. Licensed
Licensed
practical
practicing
nurse.
nurse.
Hmm.
Okay.
Licensed practical nurse. Yes.
Practical no nurse.
Yes.
So there's two different types of nurses, right? LPN and the RN. What are the differences?
Yeah. Um, well, yeah, the LPN, as I said, licensed practical nurse, and it's first of all, the program is shorter. RN nurse is 2 years, and then you can go on to a 4-year program. But the LPN does more basic medical tasks. They do more providing direct care for the patients, and they work under the supervision of an RN. And so the RN, they have more responsibilities, and they can administer treatments and every things like that for the patients, and they can be more on the independent level.
Okay.
Yes.
So when you graduated and finished your LPN license, well, where did you go from there?
Well, I was already, employed at Rapides Regional Hospital, and I basically, stayed there, and started my nursing career there. I just went to a different unit, um, and it was the fifth floor, and just stayed there, and started working as a nurse right there, which
So
they
before
hired me.
that, you were doing you was on the psych ward, right?
I
Jerry
was, I
Psych.
was, I was, yes, I was on the Jerry Psych ward at before that, working as a psych tech.
So what was the difference between the psych ward and but when you became a licensed nurse?
I went to the we call it med surg, or medical surgical floor, and it provides like stability and training for, like, when you're first starting off as a nurse. You learn a lot, and you just put your skills and everything you learned in school to into practice.
Yes. Okay.
Yes, medically.
Okay. So how long were you at Rapides?
I was at Rapides for 2.5 years.
Okay. And then you transitioned to the VA, or
Yes.
you did something in between?
No, I transitioned to the VA from Rapid Regional Hospital.
Okay,
Yes, and I've been there ever since at the VA.
okay. So, what would you say has been one of the greatest rewards of being a nurse?
Um, hmm. The greatest rewards of being a nurse would be one of them would be, like saving lives. Just having being successful at seeing, patients that are, ill or on their ill bed get well, and walk out of the hospital, or be able to get back to their, their lives, their livelihood. Also, um, just nursing people back to health, and that process, the before and after, and so seeing those kind of results, um, and just learning. It's a lot to learn. It's a lot to take on. It's very, it's very high level. I mean, you have to be like at the top of your game, so to speak, mentally, and it can be pretty challenging. But you know, at the end of the day, or at the end of the shift, another reward would be just knowing that, you know, you help take care of someone, you help meet someone's need,
Yeah,
at
I can
at at their at that
remember.
time in life.
When growing up, I can remember just being proud that you were a nurse, and then like sometimes when grandma would be in the hospital, you would have to let the nurses know through your terminology. Yeah, man. You would say certain things that let the nurses know I'm a nurse, and y'all not finna get over on my mom.
Well, yeah, that's now I can honestly say with in those instances that, of course, that was never planned. I never went in there with that mentality, but I think it was just something that just kind of would come out, or come natural. And one of the things that also is rewarding, about being a nurse too, is your patient advocate. You advocate for that patient, and by my mother being, in the hospital and me being there, I was still being her advocate, on both ends, and I just felt like that was really my responsibility, being there with her. Hmm.
So that's pretty interesting. That's another side that I didn't really know. What was your motivation to be a nurse? But I can say, as being a fireman and an EMT, like we're pretty much nurses in the field, and like you motivated me in that way to do my part for us being a EMT and being proud of handling patients, and just like you said, saving lives. So
Yes.
I want to tip my hat off to you in that area.
Oh, well, I'm very happy to hear that. You're very welcome. Hmm.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
never really, yeah, I never knew that. But, it's like I say, it's a lot of aspects of it, like you say, and the ones that aren't seen or go unnoticed or aren't realized, and so that's one of them. So,
Yeah.
you don't realize who's watching and who's being inspired, and who's picking up on and watching, move your moves and what you're doing. So I'm glad to hear that.
Yes. So, in total, how long you been nursing?
In total, it's been 24 years in total.
24 years.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So you took a few, because you started in '98.
Yeah, well,
You
actually, I
took a few
started
years.
in '99. Well,
99.
yeah, I started at the end of 99.
Yeah, so it'll be
Yeah,
25 this year.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
So is there light at the end of the tunnel getting smaller? When is this thing coming to an end here?
Um, I'm not sure. Yes, the light is definitely getting smaller. It has gotten smaller. Uh, I really can't say. But it's a possibility. It probably is more probable that it probably won't be too much longer, because I would like to um, go ahead and enter into the next phase of my life that I'm looking forward to, while I still have my get up and go about myself, so to speak, and so and in pretty good health and everything, and so it probably won't be too much longer, but it has been very rewarding, and it continues to be very rewarding. Um, and one thing I want to say, and you probably can identify with this, um, and doctors and nurse practitioners and different various people that are in the medical field, and that have been, you really have to get in this field for you really have to have it in your heart. You can't be in it for the money or any other reason, and expect to last. So um I can honestly say, after 24 years, it is really amazing to me, that you still have that wonderful, feeling, like even from day one, that wonderful feeling of really achieving, um, and helping, and so that's still there. That's still there, and it still blesses me to see my patients leave out. I'm an ambulatory health care clinic now, but it still blesses me to see them and their family members leave out the door with a smile on their
Would
face.
you say um, that you were seeing that you was making a big impact as a LPN, and so that you didn't want to make the transition to RN because you was already making an impact as a LPN?
No, I actually wanted to transition to an RN. That was the original plan. And I actually took some steps to in that direction. I took a few RN courses. Um, and this was back when they didn't have online, and they had home study courses. So a friend of mine, me and a friend, we actually paid for and took a home study course. um but again, you have to have a certain focus and have so much time, and at that time, my mom, her health started declining, and so in order to actually help her out and be there for her and help take care of her, I had to let it go.
Yeah.
And it just she just moved in with me, and in order to continue to help her, I never was able to pick it back up.
Okay. Is
Hmm.
that something that you regret, or you just you feel like you don't feel like if it was meant for you to do it, you think you would have did it?
Yeah, I think with the regret, I don't regret it on that level. The only regret I have is that I wish that in the beginning I would have chose the RN path from the very beginning, because at that time, um, a lot of people, when you would talk to advisors and different people that had taken that path, they advised, do the go ahead and get your LPN first, and then your RN, and work your way up, go as far as you want in that career and that stand. And That way, going from level to level will be better. It will help you get to the next level. And so, um, I took that advice, not knowing that the RN path was going to be short circuited, but it's okay. My mom, that's
Yeah,
mom, so I have no regret there.
yeah. But like I said, I can remember growing up, and then like as I got older, or the age I am now, I realized that man, the many sacrifices, to be able to even complete that with three kids and a husband and who else, my grandma and all this going on, but you persevered and just want to tell you thank you and love you and really just you really set the tone for for us, whether you realize that or not. Um,
Um, well, you're very welcome, and thank you. I love you too. I really, I hear you saying it now, but at the time, I just really had it in my heart to just in my on a personal level, I just want to better myself. I want to better myself. Um, I think I kind of did say I want to be an example for my children, but that was kind of like down the line. At the top was just wanting to better myself and go ahead and get do that desire that I had to be a nurse and just reach that goal. It was just a goal that I really wanted to reach and attain, a personal goal. Hmm.
Definitely did that. And speaking back to what you were saying a little earlier, you were saying when you do retire, you want to transition. What would that transition look like? What's some things you have in your heart on that end?
I like to do a little bit more traveling. Um, and spending more time with my grandchildren and my children and any other family members and friends. And just I don't know whatever else may come up. Maybe take on a few new hobbies. Maybe a little gardening or something like that. I don't have a whole lot. I don't have a bucket list or anything like that. I think it'll be more of like what just comes. Just what comes natural, or or just what may. Um, and definitely looking forward to I'm very active active in my church. I'm not as active as I was, but I'd like to maybe um do more on that level, maybe get more involved into things that may be going on, that the church might have going on, or that may be going on in my community. Commit some community involvement, or something like that.
Um, Definitely will be some business ventures, with the shop. We're gonna need some help in that area, so have you fill out a couple of applications.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, yeah. Well, that's something I would definitely be looking forward to, and I do believe I would enjoy it. I was able to do a little bit of that, when Mel had his bucket getters, and we were there working in the canteen and stuff like that. I really enjoyed that. I
Yeah.
enjoyed the children and everything, and so I definitely would be looking forward to that. That sounds very exciting to me. So
Yes.
thank you. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. Well, we definitely want to do a little bit more traveling with you. Like this past 4th of July, we us and the family we went to San Antonio, and that was nice.
Yes,
We
it
had
was.
family reunion this past year, so that always good to get together with family.
Yes.
If there was one destination you can choose, upcoming, what would that be?
Um. So I'm not really a I definitely wouldn't want to go out of the country, but I've always wanted to go to the Grand Canyon. I've always wanted to go to the Grand Canyon, and just or Niagara Falls, somewhere like that, and
Hmm?
just yeah, yeah, Grand
People,
Canyon.
for the audience listening, funny story. So, my mom doesn't do much traveling, but we live in Central Louisiana, Alexandria, and like she said, we've been living here our whole life. And a couple years ago, my uncle was coming home, and her and her sister-in-law went to pick him up from Baton Rouge, and that's about 2 hours from here. And so they picked him up, and about I guess about 20 minutes after they pick him up, he calls me and he's like, Neff, your mother is out here. They don't know how to get back on the highway from Baton Rouge to Alexandria. Like, and I just hear in the background recalculating. So like they kept going in circles because of the GPS. And I'm like, Mom, you have to get out more. You're right there in Baton Rouge and you don't know how to get home. Do you remember that?
I remember that. I remember that. And by the way, me and my brother, we do laugh about that now. But um, I mean, I'm not a stickler. I'm not a big traveler, and I think it was now in my defense, it was nighttime, and my vision is not. I don't have real good night vision anymore. At that time, I think that's when I first started having problems. My sister-in-law did too, and our GPS wasn't working. We had GPS on her phone, and for some reason it wasn't working. So we were trying to figure it out. Our sense of direction wasn't good. So I mean, we had a few things stacked against us, but we finally figured it out and made it home. I think that's the important thing. But um, I'm not too concerned, and I wasn't thinking about getting out more. I mean, it's just it's what's in the person.
Yeah.
I don't have a big. I'm just not big on that. I'm
Yeah.
I'm I'm little on that part, so it's okay.
Well, that was a funny story. I was just thinking about that, but definitely looking forward to traveling and just spending more time and getting more memories.
Yeah.
Let's see. Before we wrap up the conversation, what's one thing that you think the audience don't know about you that you would like them to know?
That's a very good question. It's gonna take a little bit of thought process on my end on that one. Um.
Far as nursing wise, what would be
Oh, nursing
your
wise.
biggest takeaway for as the mark you want to leave as a nurse?
Um. That helps. The mark I would like to leave as a nurse is that I treated my patients with respect and dignity, and I I for some reason I don't know why, but for some reason I developed this nickname, or this little saying of like, oh, being one of the hardest nurses, hard and workers hard as working nurses in the business. But I give 100%, and so that if that's the mark I would like to leave. I was true to my craft, true to my career, and I gave 100% for my patients, each and every shift, each and every day, and just did, the best I knew how to take care of them. And so, that's what I would like to leave.
Wow, that's
Mm.
awesome. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you for coming on. Sharing your heart and some time.
Very
Just
welcome.
means a lot. Because like I was telling you earlier, um, I wish I could have got Grams spend some time with her, just talking to her. But to be able to have my mom interview it means more than
Yeah. Well, the same here. I this is uncharted territory for me, but it is very, very rewarding, and is I feel the same way. I mean, it's just kind of like surreal a little bit. And I'm very, very happy to be able to um come and share and speak on it. I think this is the first time I've ever, really done it on this level. And it's just a pleasure. It's a pleasure to be able to, come on your podcast, your show, and do this with you. It's just it's unreal, in a sense. And so I'm very happy too. I thank God for it. And I'm very proud of you and what you're doing, for our community, and for different ones that you've had here on your podcast. Um, it's all the ones that I've heard up until now. It's just, or I haven't seen video yet, but it's just been off the chain. So again, I tip my hat off to you, you know, um, Mr. Social Man. But I think you're doing a great job, and keep it up,
Yes,
keep it
ma'am.
up.
Well, I
Hmm.
appreciate those words of kindness that mean a lot. Take them dear to my heart.
You're welcome.
If you're tuning in, the show will start to air every 2 weeks. We'll have a guest. Maybe in between, sometime I might just come on and share some things on my heart. But most of the shows are gonna have a guest that's gonna come on and share their heart, share what career they're in, how they got it started, and what they're doing now. And so once again, this has been my mom, Yolanda O'Quinn. Shout out to Rudy, her husband Lorenzo O'Quinn, that I know he don't know she's doing this, so he gonna be, oh, that's my Shanti. Oh, that's my baby right there. Boy, I love your mama, boy. I can hear him now. And then he'll tell you, I love you, son. I don't tell too many men that.
That's Lorenzo.
Yeah. But
Mhm.
this is episode 2 of season 3. Um, more to be coming, and I'm excited to finally be able to bring audio and video. This has been a great episode, and signing out. See y'all soon.